G'day, Louis Biggs here, circus and burlesque performer. This is Tricky Bits, where we go through a bunch of tricks by difficulty with some of Vegas's most incredible performers. They'll show us their tricks and I might show you their bits. Today we've got Craig here, aka
The Incredible Hula Boy,
The Incredible Hula Boy.
or sometimes The Incredible Craig.
Self-proclaimed. He is fucking fantastic. And he's gonna take us through some of his hula hoop tricks. Let's get into it.
You show me yours.
I'll show you mine.
Oh, not my hoops.
G'day.
G'day.
G'day. How you doing?
Living the dream.
Who would have thought this would be your job?
Oh, I really...
You planned this?
Completely. I was so realistic as a child. I was going to be a pop star.
Yeah.
Or, you know, something in entertainment. And when I went to circus school, I was like, this is
it.
This is happening. I was like, I'm going to be this really famous acrobat, rip the ligaments in my knee, and then I'm like, okay, plan B, we're going to hula hoop.
Does that affect you on stage?
Yes. There's one trick where I have my right leg to the side and I never truly straighten it.
Yeah, right.
I really, in that position, just don't get a straight leg. So if you ever see me wearing flares on stage, it's to hide the bent knee because it's all the proportions.
That's cheeky. I guess that's a good segue. You're going to take us through some tricks.
I think so.
Where are we going to start? What's your first trick?
It's the slinky, so it's like 50 hoops.
50?
Yeah, right. It starts off as 50, and as you get older, you start to take one off a year because they're heavy.
And then you meet in the middle, and then eventually...
I think it's like 32.
You'll be like 86 and spinning 3 hoops in a slinky.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you really have to attach them?
So they're connected like the kid's toy in a weird way. It's just so the aesthetic, so you get like this kind of this tunnel form
kind of
when it spins. And sometimes I'll do them where they're not like that slinky form. It's just a different aesthetic.
Yeah.
And the musicality you can get by it, like pushing them up in the air, is just different. So some acts I will use what we'll call a stack, and some use a slinky. And I think I changed at one point because social media became this huge thing, and we've become a bit more, I think as performers, as aesthetic. This looks nicer.
Yeah. What are some of the difficulties with this slinky stack?
It shouldn't be that difficult. Once you've learned it, you just gotta have the energy to spin them. However, it can get attached to your clothes by mistake.
Oh, right.
Which happened the other night, the first time in years. I just grabbed them. I have these little strings on my lederhosen and buttons, and it just caught inside. And I'm just like, oh my God, untangle this. This is so embarrassing.
Have you ever done it in the nude? Because it would be kind of like a smoke screen, like...
Okay, yes I have. I'm not saying why.
Gotcha, wouldn't recommend.
If you treasure your jewels, I would not recommend doing that.
Noted.
Things could get caught.
Noted. Don't tell me what to do.
You'll be circumcised by the end of it. If you're not already.
I've got plenty to spare.
Oh, really?
Foreskin, that is. Yeah. It's just all foreskin. So this is the slinky.
Yes.
This contraption, all 50 hoops.
Yeah, 50.
Yeah. And you're holding them like this because that's their preset, right?
There's no preset for me. Some hula hoopers have a preset and they have a certain way of doing it, and I'm like, it's just hula hooping.
Just give me the fucking hoops.
Just give me the hoops.
Yeah.
Sometimes people find they get tangled up, but there's a trick I do before I spin them where I kick them, and there's a permanent mark on my leg because I kick them, and then they spread open, and that is me kind of doing the preset.
Go on, give us a kick.
So I'll go like this, and then I'll...
Yeah, gotcha.
And there it is, preset. All ready to go.
Fucking send it, let's see this. Pretty!
You gotta pose after.
Of course. Oh, that's fucking cool. That's way longer than I thought. I thought you were just like bam, bam, bam. You've got a whole couple of sections to that.
Yeah, it just depends on the length of the music.
Yeah. I saw you kind of take that top one up and you really spread them out. Hey?
That's the money shot.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, and the best part of that is everyone thinks I'm having a great time. I'm actually trying to find where I am in the room.
Yeah.
I'm going around, where's the front? Where's the front? Where's the front? And I go like, there.
If we were going to step it up, if you were going to go just a bit harder, but still like wow factor.
It's surprising, people think it's a lot harder than it is when I go up in the air with a hand loop and spinning the hula loop.
Right, you go into the sky while you do hula hoops.
It's really hard to learn. Like, I've done it for like 15 years now, like weekly, like constantly. So for me, when I go up, I'm not even thinking about the technique and stuff. When I was learning it, it was hell on earth.
Fuck yeah.
And I had no one to teach me how to do it.
What's so hard about it?
So when you're on the floor and you hula hoop, your feet are planted on the ground.
Sure.
So your movement's coming from the ground.
You can get a bit of push off the, yeah, it makes sense.
So when you go in the air, your feet are just flapping around. You've got to work out how to recontrol your body to keep the hoop going.
I imagine it's a bit of like a fucking dead fish motion at the beginning.
I had no one teaching me how to do it, but I had seen someone in an old video doing it back when I was learning it. And then I had one aerial straps performer going, try and be more like a goldfish out of water, like, go like that.
Swim.
And then I eventually got it.
Have you ever lost the hoop?
I've lost it probably 3 times ever in a performance. But if I lose it, the worst thing that can happen is it falls off my body and catapults into the audience.
Yeah.
And the hoops are quite heavy, like they will knock your teeth out. If I start to lose it, I will actually open my legs, stop it from falling, and I will
catch it.
Spin it on my hand and pretend that's what I meant to do. And I'm like, la 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 la. Yeah, this is so great. Yeah. Totally choreographed like this.
Mistake.
And then I'll look at the winch operator and go, I'm sorry.
And then you just...
The hang of shame. I think it's like 2 or 3 times ever in the 15 years I've done it on a regular basis. So I probably cursed myself.
Insert elevator music.
Okay, here we go.
Hoops in the sky. Oh, you start hula hooping before you go in. Get it?
And then I do a little jogging.
Yeah. It's the running man.
Now I wave it goodbye.
That's fucking cool. It almost looks like it shouldn't work. And you're kind of a little bit on axis.
Yeah.
You have to kick because you're keeping the hoop up.
When I train properly, I will keep my legs together and straighten up on purpose. But for the act, I pretend I'm cycling a bicycle.
Yeah, right.
And I'll kick my legs around. It's just funnier, it's just more joyful. And it's easier.
Yeah. And cheat code.
Yeah.
And then if we're going to step it up, your hardest trick that you do in this act.
The hardest one I do,
Technically,
is I have one hoop in my hand, one on the other hand, one on the foot, and then one on the knees. I call it a box.
Makes sense.
It's not like really hard, it's just that I'm old. And I had my knee operation and that operated leg.
Injury and age, they come into it for sure.
When I usually do it in the show, I have the LED hoops and they flash in front of my eyes in this blackout, so you just get this strobing effect. You can't focus on anything. When I warm up, I often close my eyes for a lot of the tricks because I don't want visual cues.
Brag.
And when I do practice it, I rarely ever do it wrong. It's done well every single time, but I know I have this moment of checking myself, and it's the flexibility in my hips.
You're on that one leg and that one leg's up, and you're always on that side.
Because the other leg is not going up.
Not going to happen?
No, I am one-sided. I don't do both sides.
So is there a hoop you start with?
There's never like a first hoop or a special hoop. Some people get superstitious and they're always like, this is the hoop I start with. And I'm like, no.
Nah, fuck it.
You gotta be good enough to be able to get any of them. Because sometimes what they'll do is they'll go out of shape a little bit over time. And then you'll get ones that are like a little more round and they'll spin a little differently. You can bend them back, but people get superstitious and I was like, no, don't have time for that.
No favorites.
No favorites.
Send it. Let's see what you got.
Here we go.
Yes, sir. There it is. Big finish. Make as much fucking noise as possible.
Yeah. With my nice straight leg.
Yeah. I appreciate that you're like, it's all about the finesse and the flares and the, you know, you've got your little flare you do before you put it on your leg, you know. That's a pro there. So if you're gonna now finish them off, you're gonna fucking send it out of the park, smash them with a fatality, what's your fatality?
Very first trick I do in my act. It's got easier over the years, but if it goes wrong, I smash the audience with the hoop.
Oh shit.
The hoop's on the ground, and there's a trick that all hula hoopers learn where you kick the hoop and it goes up on your knees and it starts spinning and you don't have to use your hands. Great, wonderful. But there's a version where you could kick it from the floor directly up to your top hand.
Right.
Like stretched up.
Just like Scotty Boot Me Up.
Yep, and I love it, and it gives the message to the audience that I'm not just like a hobbyist.
You're not here to fuck around.
Yeah, if you get the timing wrong, because you do this really weird skip jump and you swap legs, it will fly out and destroy. It will go 8 meters. You're kicking it up.
It's got some fucking velocity on it, hey?
That's never happened in a show.
Yeah,
touch wood. But I am always scared at will. And the funny thing is with the Absinthe stage is when I start the trick, they're raising it.
So you're jumping with the stage? Like,
oh no.
Okay.
I wait until it stops. I'm at the point going, I won't try this until it's come to a stop and then I'll go. So if the stage is raised even half a second late, I have to make that judgment of going, are you going to try it as it's moving or are you going to wait?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to fuck it.
Everyone get down. Run. Your fatality. Have you got a hoop bitch?
A hoop bitch?
Yeah.
Oh, like the hoop assistants?
Yeah.
Right, in this show it's posh.
Ooh.
I've got like 3 jugglers and 2 crew members just for the one act.
Must be nice.
And they're jugglers, they're perfect. And they get into it as well.
Finally, we found a use for jugglers.
Exactly. They're a breed of their own. No, I love them. I don't usually do this in these shoes, so if any time it's going to go wrong, it's going to be this time.
Hit the camera, not this.
I kind of secretly now want it to go wrong, so you believe me.
Yeah.
But okay, here it is.
Oh shit.
There we go.
Whoop-a-chang.
Yeah.
Do it again, I missed it. It happened so quickly. It's smooth as hell.
It is, but there's a moment when you push it, you've got to commit, you cannot back out.
Yeah.
It goes onto my foot, and I'm just trying to find the correct position to it. If it's not in the right position, I won't go. I'll go here and I'll do 1 tap just to check it. And then this is the point where if the stage is lifting up, I can't do it because I'm on 1 foot and I go like this.
Yeah.
And everyone wonders what's wrong with me.
Yep.
And then I do a sort of foot change. Let's see. Okay, now I've got to. And it's that foot change. If you hesitate, you just lift both feet and then you, and it goes off.
Danger.
It's probably one of my favorite tricks to do.
How long were you working on that before you put it in a show?
It took me about a year to put it into a show.
Yeah.
It used to terrify me. And it's one of the reasons it's the first trick, because it looks good, but also I can really like have it in my head, get it done. And sometimes I'm like, my heart's racing. I would say it took about 3 or 4 years to get comfortable, but I put it in the first year. There's a lot of these tricks with juggling or hula hooping and stuff. You can learn something in 20 minutes. It's gonna take you another like year or 2 before it goes into an act.
Yeah. I'm like, 14 to 20%, and then it's in. I'm Lou Biggs, and those have been our bits.